Ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention for a moment. You're all very welcome here today at our 2021 conferring ceremony. Before the ceremony commences, and for your safety and comfort, I'd like to bring the following information to your attention. There are 3 exits in this venue, 2 emergency exits to the rear and 1 to my left. In the unlikely event of an emergency, we would ask you to proceed directly and calmly to the exit nearest to you. When exiting the building, you are asked to proceed to the assembly point, which is the car park on the east end of the building, which is to my right. We are strictly adhering to COVID safety guidelines. We ask that you wear your face masks throughout the ceremony and to please remain in your allocated seats. In preparation for the ceremony, I would ask guests to please turn off their mobile phones. Please be aware that this event will be live streamed online and photographed. If you can please stand for the graduate procession. Remain standing for the academic procession. Thank you.
Please be seated. Ian Erica, Gwyn Ushla Foil arrive. Could Ian Sharman a shot and run for Dov Octany or Didakish or Aulamori and Colashta. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this graduation ceremony at which 3rd level awards will be conferred on learners of Griffith College. I'd also like to take this opportunity to welcome our graduates and their guests who are joining us online. Our panel members are Professor Dermot Hegarty, President of Griffith College, Noel Daly, Head of Academic Programmes at Griffith College, Cork, Maeve Ahern, Lecturer on the ICM programmes. I'm Dr. Tomás McGuckagan, the College's Director of Academic Programmes, and I'm your MC for this graduation ceremony. Contusa cor leis na himachtaí iaramanis ar an talamh Dermot Hegarty, Uachtar an Colashta Grifa, Lauertling, ar ceann an Colashta. I would like to begin the proceedings by inviting Professor Dermot Hegarty, President of Griffith College, to deliver a conferring address.
Distinguished guests, colleagues, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. As I look out before me, I see everybody, every face in front of me covered with a mask, with the exception of my own, because I'm speaking. But, and it just strikes me, the only thing that's missing at this stage is, in fact, sunglasses for each for everybody and a hoodie. And then I'd have a gang of 10 bank robbers. And of course, the people in the back would be supplying the getaway cars. Not exactly the elevated thought for an occasion such as this, but sure. The more important thing is, no matter what our achievements and what heights we ascend to, never lose your sense of humour. So, in fact, I think this obviously is a great occasion, and a great occasion in your lives. And on an occasion like this, it is effectively the realization of life's dreams and ambitions. And we think of it as a journey through mountainous terrain, where effectively each struggle is rewarded with access to a new peak. And on that peak, you actually are rewarded by clear vision of the way ahead. Today we celebrate your conquering that first peak. Today is your day at the mountaintop. Savor this moment and the vista it gives you. Let its joy live in your life, in your memory for life. And remember, however, that during these difficult journeys, we are supported by the experience and dedication of others. Your guides were families, partners and friends who shared your trials and tribulations, prepared meals for you, put up with your hopefully few cranky moods, and those who so readily accepted the stress that you were so relieved to pass on. Now, in the time-honoured tradition of Griffith College, I'm going to ask the parents, partners, families, and friends to stay seated while the graduates stand up. Now, I want you to turn back to your families, partners, and friends. They're behind you. And I want you to express your thanks for the support you've received by acclamation, applause, cheers, or however you like it. Do sit down. You have to realize the great plan here is that if anybody asks me how the graduation speech went, I can say it was interrupted by applause. But it is your day, okay? And we just like to mark it by, in fact, remembering those who've contributed to it. And well done for doing that. And equally, as President of the College, you would need to acknowledge the contribution of others, of members, my colleagues in the college, as members of board, heads of faculty, lecturers, administrators, librarians, whose work contributed to your success today, and I do so now. Today, I want to look at the COVID landscape through which you have travelled and how it's challenged you and changed us all forever. You faced many trials, including, for some here, the grief of loss of someone dearly loved. We ourselves lost our chairman, Frank Scott Lennon, to COVID last month. Not just a close friend for over 40 years, Frank was a mentor and inspiration to us all. We were inspired by his courage and his tenacity in fighting illness for so many years. His case was cancer. And also, we were supported by his piercing objectivity applied to the resolution of many conflicting situations here in the college. We describe our loss in these words: the unrelenting minute he filled with service done, our Maker's meaning in it, for so his life was run. Farewell, you Christian soldier, your courage ne'er undone. Rest well, you Christian soldier, for you life's battle won. And many in this audience who've lost close relatives or friends to COVID will relate to those words and will understand the grief occasioned by the loss, and our thoughts and our condolences are with them. We're currently living a worldwide track that has changed our lives beyond recognition. We never anticipated that a 21-day global lockdown would actually go on for months and turn our lives upside down. We started doing things differently. We needed to be creative and work with what we had. We started witnessing some historic changes worldwide. While COVID-19 engrossed us in its fear, it also helped us see the world in a new lens. We realised the value of our communities. We realised the importance of life and what truly matters in it. We had to unlearn old patterns and realise that happiness lies in little things, simple things we overlooked months ago, like a hug or calling over to family or friends. Simple things we took for granted, we now look forward to every single day. This pandemic taught us it is time we appreciate our close ones, be grateful for what we have, and reminds us that life is fragile and it's time to work together and lift each other up. These past months, we've witnessed a vast sea of kindness and compensation in our communities around the world. It has led to countless acts of selfless heroism in hospitals and care homes. Among other things, the pandemic has required us all to draw on skills and attributes such as adaptability, resilience, positivity, tenacity, and empathy. We've been so fortunate to see our planet heal, if only temporarily. Now, on your graduation book, those of you who have it in front of you, on the inside front cover, you can actually see two satellite images of Beijing. One of the images you see is multicolored, and the colors on that image represent air pollution over the city, over the related city and the satellite cities of Beijing, three of them. Whereas the image beside it is completely shows an absence of colour. And that is an image taken during lockdown where there was no traffic on the streets of Beijing. And it clearly shows the impact of pollution on our planet. Multiply that across the world by all of the cities the size of Beijing, and you realize the total impact of pollution on the planet. Also, as we withdrew to our homes, wildlife took to our streets with no fear of losing their lives. Again, on your graduation booklet, this time on the inside back cover, you will see an image of a fox walking through Grafton Street in broad daylight. Grafton Street is the equivalent of Patrick Street, Dublin equivalent of Patrick Street. If you can imagine a fox walking during the day in broad daylight through Patrick Street, this was an image seen during COVID, but one we're probably not going to see again. I thought the fox was heading for the Bailey, which is a well-established pub off Grafton Street. Possibly it might have been Johnny Fox's, which some of you might know of. But in any event, nobody told him the pubs were closed. Our planet is all we have. We cannot exploit it more than we have already. Then, in March 2020, in a very short period of time, you had to adapt to a new way of learning. Gone was the ability to sit in lectures and labs with fellow students. Isolated at home, online classes required you to become more independent in your study and assignment work. It's a testament to your adaptability that you survived and thrived in this independent way of learning. These skills will serve you well in your respective careers. Your learning will be lifelong as you independently upskill and your field changes in the coming years. When learning skills, forced on you by COVID, will serve you well. As the COVID generation, you've largely had to acquire these valuable skills yourselves, but nobody can take these from you. The COVID pandemic has also affected how we work. When COVID first hit, businesses and enterprises that could adapted to an entirely remote way of working, including innovative ways of customer service, such as five-star restaurants transformed to food trucks. Many of these changes are here to stay. I'm not sure about the food trucks, but certainly remote work and hybrid working are here to stay. COVID has also seen rapid innovation, particularly in the medical field with the advent of mRNA vaccinations, originally developed for COVID and now being trialled for malaria and HIV vaccines currently under development. In our education field, an innovative change has been the expansion of apprenticeship type learning from the traditional trades to administrative and professional work. The major challenge for us in relation to apprenticeships is to change people's attitudes to them. People consider apprenticeships as only relevant to the trades, in particular the building trade, whereas in countries like Germany, leaders of major multinationals employing thousands and hundreds of thousands of employees started life as apprentices. Griffith is already education provider for 2 national apprenticeships in the sectors of healthcare and bar management. Allied to this are the development of micro-credential awards for individual modules of courses, allowing learners to take these courses at their own pace, to try courses in a different field, or to enhance their skills further. Your COVID-acquired skills ideally place you to exploit micro-credentials. Looking as a nation as a whole, Ireland is being held up globally as a shining example of determination and solidarity, how we as a society face COVID head-on. Clear messaging emanated from government and health authorities, followed by the imposition of appropriate restrictions, eased and reimposed in a fluid fashion. We even witnessed that this week, as in fact we are being advised to work at home, if at all possible. The common focus on lack of divisiveness was heartening and reassuring. The government approach seeking buy-in, rather than being heavy-handed as in other jurisdictions, elicited a very positive response, resulting in a high level of compliance with sometimes extraordinary restrictions. This aided us to flatten the curve and allow for the gradual easing of restrictions. But now, above all, we must bear in mind the benefits that have been brought to us as a society by this approach, by this voluntary approach on our part to effectively take care that we protect all around us. Let's hope, in fact, that we recognize that, and let's hope that, in fact, between now and Christmas, we make those adjustments that we have to make to avoid another lockdown over Christmas. The various financial support schemes costing over 12 billion since the start of the pandemic have demonstrated to us the value of solidarity. Your mission is to pass these lessons of solidarity, agility, resilience, tenacity, positivity and empathy to the next generation. In this respect, this year's graduates are in good company. Griffith students won external awards across all faculties, including in accountancy, the ACCA International Exam, first place in the world out of 8,393 students, a student scoring 94% in that examination. Students won the Gallery of Photography Graduate Award. Another two other photography students won the S Media Photographer of the Year Awards in 2019 and 2020 respectively. A student has won the Public Relations Institute, not a student, a graduate, has won the Public Relations Institute of Ireland Young Communications Professional Award of 2021. Another student is Video Journalist of the Year, won in the S Media Awards. Our film students won Best Film Documentary Short at the Prague International Film Festival in 2021. Also, Best Film at the LGBTQ plus Toronto Film Festival. Also, Best Documentary at the LGBTQ Documentary Festival at Venice Shorts in 2021. Two of our students won official selection of the Indie Shorts Awards in Cannes and official selection of the Montreal Independent Film Festival. A design student is shortlisted for a Future Makers Award by Design and Crafts Council of Ireland. Another design student shortlisted for the Interior Institute of Design in Ireland's Graduate Design Awards. So these are great achievements across all faculties, and we look forward to you. We look forward to following your careers when you, in fact, are sure will emulate those achievements. As regards careers, growth in the Irish economy is evident from news that Ireland remains on the shortlist for billions of euros investment by Intel, by the increasing number of high-growth companies setting up in Ireland and continuing to scale up here and internationalise their operations. So I think, in fact, you're probably presenting yourselves, to those who don't have work, and most of you do, but for those who are presenting yourselves onto the job market, you couldn't be doing it at a better time. We're going to advise, though, for those of you, I think many of you are probably already working in the office, am I right? Well, for some people, it's been a cultural change. They've actually been working online and now back into the office. And we've got a couple of guidelines to people for what we call them back-to-work guidelines. And it's for people who find themselves now in the new position of actually attending a meeting in the office and working in the office. And rule number one is don't attend in your dressing gown. You'll be unable to turn off the camera. Rule number two, do not share with your colleagues that your boss is talking rubbish. You'll be unable to go mute. Rule number three, do not point out when you're attending a meeting with colleagues that sound is clear at your end. Rule number four, do not make faces in response to ridiculous suggestions by your boss. You can't go off video. And rule number five, when you're attending a meeting with your colleagues, do not offer to switch on sharing. And most important, don't offer to host a meeting, particularly if it's already being chaired by your boss. Finally, don't be tempted to say that you haven't received a document which was an attachment, particularly if you've been given that document physically earlier in the meeting. The new world of work in the office. I think we're actually going to be living in both worlds, both the Zoom world and the office world for the foreseeable future. But there are differences. At this ceremony, we award diplomas of the Institute of Commercial Management, which provides professional courses for commercial and business development staff. In Cork, for many years, our ICM programs have provided students with a recognised qualification in areas such as project management, online marketing, digital strategy, HR, leadership skills, and business and marketing management. Graduates have successfully used these practical programs to gain promotions in their sector or to springboard into a range of new and diverse careers. We too, I have to say, have our challenges. You've had particularly coped well with the challenge of basically having to work yourselves, having to find within yourselves the resources, the motivation to continue your studies alone. And we salute you for that. But we in Griffith also have our challenges, and key to your award will be our national degrees becoming Griffith College degrees under delegated authority to make awards, which we expect within a matter of years. There should follow from that university status, now open to Institute of Technology through amalgamation. And given our size, this should be open to us. We too have to have faith in the mandarins who will make these decisions. Now, back to you. As you glimpse the world from your current mountain peak, okay, may I express the hope that over your period with us, Griffith College will have found a place in your hearts as you have in ours. I want you to know you're always welcome on campus, either socially, educationally, or just to show off the new BMW. May I conclude by congratulating you on that success and by wishing you may harness the knowledge and experience acquired in Griffith College to achieve what you richly deserve, a successful and fulfilling career. Congratulations.
Nis bhfuil fáilte go roimh go dtí an cuid an ócáid in an run for cáilíochtaí náisiúnta agus idirnáisiúnta Vic Lane and Coláiste. I now welcome you to the part of our proceedings at which national and international awards will be conferred on learners of the college, and I declare open this awards ceremony. Ira mar an talamh déarmar teagartaí, Uachtarán Coláiste Griffith, cáilíochtaí náisiúnta agus idirnáisiúnta bhrunna ar na fálamólaí atá dar Herbert ag an Coláiste. I call upon Professor Dermot Haggerty, President of Griffith College, to confer awards on the learners of this college presented by the college for that purpose.
Can I just explain the significance of this moment? Its significance is that, well, I think you already, in fact, regard yourselves as entitled to the awards for which you have qualified for many hours of mental toil and diligent application, and for the various assessments you've passed. But there is a formal moment in which the awards are conferred upon you, and that is this moment. So let me do that first of all in the Irish language, and then for those of you who don't have Irish as your mother tongue, do it in English. Har ceann Coláiste I Griffith agus ICM, Brinnum Colíchtaí a Fialamóra in Coláiste, atá ílóthar agus nach bhfuil ílóthar. A bhíonn cead an amach I lechna Colíchtaí agus iarm go gcuirtear na Fialamóraí bhí mo bhráid. On behalf of Griffith College and ICM, I hereby confer the awards on the learners of the college, both here and in absentia, who've achieved the standards achieved for those awards, and I ask that those learners be presented to me.
Iramanish Maeva Hearn O'Neill, Leachtor, Irahoria Herbert. I call upon Maeva Hearn O'Neill to present the candidates in respect of the college's Institute of Commercial Management programmes.
Presidents, head of faculty, fellow colleagues, friends, family, and most importantly, graduates 2020-2021. It is my great pleasure to congratulate you on this momentous occasion. I am delighted that we have this opportunity to be here in person on our beautiful campus. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of the faculty members who worked tirelessly to have the chapel arranged so wonderfully. Today marks a very important day of your lives. It is the accumulation of a year of constant effort, commitment, and resilience. This graduation ceremony is an acknowledgement of the endurance displayed in pursuit of your goals and dreams. Never forget that. Success is the result of making good decisions. However, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are lessons that help us to develop, grow, and succeed. I would like to share a quote from Leonardo da Vinci. It had long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things. Now it's your turn to happen to things. Treasure the time you had here at Griffith College, the friends you have made and the opportunities you have created for yourself with your education. Embrace the open door in your future endeavours and never stop believing in what you can do. You have come this far, now keep going. To conclude, on behalf of myself, Breed McCarthy, Christine White and everyone here at Griffith College, we wish you all the best of luck. President, I present to you the following candidates who have successfully completed the Diploma in Project Management and the Certificate in Online Marketing and Digital Strategy Programmes who are worthy of these awards. So for Diploma in Project Management, we have David Lewis. Well done, congratulations. Gerard Patrick Maher. Well done. Conor McNamara. Well done, Conor. Rory Burke. Well done, Rory. Teresa Cahill McNamara. Well done. Congratulations. Claire Collins. Well done, Claire. Isabel Santos. Well done, Isabel. Breda Tuig. Well done, Breda. Now may I present awards for Certificate in Online Marketing and Digital Strategy, Joanne Lawler. Well done, Joanne. And finally, Cahill Quirk. Well done.
And as we conclude our conferring of awards for our graduates here today and for those attending online, I'd like to invite everyone to give a special round of applause to all our graduates to wish them well. Ian Erica, Agrina Uishla, Coram Creat leis an Sharmana Seo chun dá bhachtaní a bhronna ar Alumni an Coláiste, Beran Buchas Liv Galer. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the ceremony for the purpose of conferring awards on the graduates of the college. My best wishes and thanks to you all. While the graduates are here with us, I'd like to take this opportunity to briefly mention the Griffith College Alumni Network. With over 40,000 graduates living in Ireland, Europe, and in over 120 countries worldwide, the network is an excellent way to stay in touch with classmates, fellow graduates, and the college. The network is also proving to be a valuable resource for recent graduates seeking or changing employment. As the college moves towards its 50th anniversary, we're also delighted to see our graduates from earlier years using the network to recruit Griffith graduates to meet their own organisation's needs. Details about the network are available on griffithalumninetwork.com and on the college's website. Finally, we would like to thank all our graduates and their guests for their attendance on campus today and for those who've been with us online. For those who are attending on campus today, we regret that we're not in a position on this occasion to invite everybody to stay with us indoors to mingle and celebrate together over drinks and refreshments as we had hoped and planned. We recognise that health and safety must remain our first priority, and thank you for your support and compliance under these continuing particular circumstances. For now, we would like to wish our graduates every joy and happiness in celebrating their success with their close friends this evening and in the days ahead. As a token, we've small boxes of chocolates for everyone as you leave the church this evening. In the future, and hopefully near future, we look forward to meeting you again on campus without restrictions as you continue to develop your successful careers. In the meantime, please stay safe and well. Please stand for the academic procession.